Welcome back to the ticket setup series. In today's session, we're going to focus in on the message variable that's leveraged inside of the request title property when looking at a form. Now, there's the ability to add request title to any form where an end user or agent can fill it out. And when you're using the request title, you can use different variables. There's one particular variable we're going to focus on today, which is the message variable, which is a really important variable to understand how it works and how it interacts with within Ticket Virtual Agent, and specifically when you're having a ticket deflection occur. So I'm going to show you what happens with the message variable from a usability perspective. Then we're going to talk about how you can manipulate the message variable. And then after we manipulate it, we're going to come back and show a different experience inside of Ticket Virtual Agent. So Adele here on my left-hand side, she's my end user. She's going to be interacting with the message variable. So when Adele types the phrase new ticket, this is just going to create a ticket. And you'll see here that when she creates this ticket, there isn't a request title filled out because we're expecting the end user to fill out a request title, giving us details of the type of issue they're trying to log. However, if Adele asks a question to Ticket Virtual Agent, so she is asking for information or trying to solve a problem, maybe she says my printer is broken. Ticket Virtual Agent searches our knowledge base for a potential solution. If we don't find a solution, out of the box, what happens is we take what she typed, so my printer is broken, and we bring it over to the request title, giving her a starting point, implying her and prompting to her that she can continue to type what she wants to type here, or she can delete it all and start from scratch and further describe her issue. Now, this happens via the ticket deflection experience automatically, but we've given you the ability by leveraging the message variable to churn this off. So now that we've seen the experience, we're going to go over to the admin side and talk about how to manipulate the message variable. Then we'll come back and play with this again on the end user side. So on the right hand side here, we have Diego. He's my agent, and he is going to be administrating the message variable. So he's going to travel over to web.ticket.ai. He's going to go over to the settings area. And in here, he's going to travel over to templates. And specifically with that new ticket form, we're going to manipulate that one. However, you can manipulate this message variable whenever the request title property is present on a form. So you'll see here for this default new ticket experience, here is the request title. This is the property here that's already on there for the new ticket form. And you'll see here, this is the message variable. Now, just to say this again out loud, if you had a different form, like a new hire form or a software request form, and you wanted to leverage this as well, you can. So this is here by default in the new ticket form, but available in any form you want to use. Now, on the new ticket form, we put the message variable there. And the idea here is that the out-of-the-box experience works natively. So when Adele asks a question, whether it's in Teams or web, we're going to take that question or statement and bring it into that request title. If I don't want that for some reason, maybe whenever an end user submits a ticket, no matter whether it's being deflected or it's a new ticket experience, I always want them to type a full description. You have the ability to remove that message variable, and as simple as just removing that variable here. There are other variables you can use here. There is an article here that will take you to how to use these variables. There's also another setups series video that talks through how to use variables for the inputs of a form. And we'll talk about that in that video, but I want to highlight that you can do other things here as well that are relative to variables. Now that I've removed that message variable, I'll go ahead and click Save here. That will update the new ticket form. And then I'll jump over back to Adele's experience here. Now, when she types new ticket, it's going to be the same experience. Again, there's nothing to being deflected. We're not trying to interpret what she's asking. So we're just going to have the request title blank. But this time, if she types my printer is broken, you'll notice here that the request title there is blank. So we're not grabbing that information and bringing it over to the request title. So it's an important variable to understand, and you can use that on any form. Now let's say for some reason I wanted to add it back. It's very simple. Just go over to settings, go to templates, choose the form that I want. In this example, it's the new ticket form. And what I'll do here is I'll add request. No, sorry, excuse me, message. That's an open curly bracket message, close curly bracket, close curly bracket. Okay, this is where we'll end this part of the setup session. Really hope you enjoyed it. And if you do ever have any questions, please email team@cyerson.com.